Hello everybody, welcome back to our channel. So like I told y'all in my previous video, we're just gonna keep these videos cracking, and I wanted to come and share with y'all kind of like my favorite books of 2023, and they're sitting right here. So I actually have all of my favorite books that I read. I'm trying to think if there are any more. If there are, I don't have the physical copy, but I think these were pretty much like the memorable books, the ones that just like had me at the edge of my seat, the ones that I would recommend. So I'm not saying that these books came out in 2023. These are just when I read the books. And y'all, when I say I was shook to my core about these books. So before we even get into the books, please subscribe to my channel, share my videos. I know that there are so many booktubers out there, but I do think that I have just a little special touch, and I would love for y'all to join me on this journey on this channel. I would love for y'all to subscribe, leave me comments, tell me what were your favorite books of 2023. But these are my favorite books of 2023. Now, one of them is a little bit questionable, but I added it because I actually was super intrigued with it. Even though I don't know what I end up giving it on Goodreads. I do rate all my books on Goodreads. I keep up with my Goodreads. So if you ever want to know like in-depth reviews, y'all can always go follow me on Goodreads. It's always linked in my description box. But yeah, we'll get to that when we get to that. Here are the books. Yeah, here are the books. Y'all, these first three, holy freaking moly. Holy moly donut shop. Holy moly donut shop. If you ever watch Friday After Next, I think that's where I got that from. But y'all, Holly freaking Jackson, she did her big one with these. Now, I tried to read these in 2022 and I wasn't feeling them. Something was off about them. They weren't giving me what they needed to give. So I put them down. I picked it back up in 2023 because so many people were talking about this trilogy. So I was like, let me give it a go. Let me just power through. Let's see what the girls are yapping about. When I say y'all, this was my favorite trilogy of 2023. So basically, it's The Good Guys, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder trilogy. I'm sure y'all have heard about it. It's by Holly Jackson. The book, I want to say it's 3 books in a trilogy, but then there's also a book. What was it called? It was a short novella before the books. Y'all, don't even worry about that novella. These 3 are what you need to read. So basically, let me tell you a little bit what they're about. I'm going to read from the back just so you guys have an idea. So it says, this is a story of an investigation turned obsession. Pretty and popular high schooler senior Addie Bell was murdered by her boyfriend Sal Singh, who then killed himself. It was all anyone could talk about. And 5 years later, Pip sees how the tragedy still haunts her town. So now, as a senior herself, Pip decides to re-examine the closed case for her final project. At first, just to cast doubt on the original investigation, but soon she discovers a trail of dark secrets that might actually prove Sal's innocence, and the line between past and present begins to blur. Someone in Fairview doesn't want Pip digging around for answers, and now her own life might be in danger. When I say, if you don't take nothing from this video, take these. Y'all, I literally read these 3 books probably in a matter of days. I know I probably finished this one in like a day and a half. This one probably like 3 days. And then the last one I probably finished in like a day and a half. Like, I read all 3 books in less than a week. They're so good. Now, this is a YA mystery thriller, but one thing about me, like, I don't care if it's YA or whatever. If it's good, it's good, and this is good. It's easy to read. It's a page turner. Now, my mom listened to the audiobook and she said the audiobook was fire. I didn't listen to the audiobook because I had all of the physical books, but my mom said that the audiobook was fire, meaning it was really descriptive. A lot of things that they were doing in the book, you can hear it like in the audiobook, which was really, really good. But this is a page turner. These are not going to be spoiler videos, so that's why I'm not going into depth, but just know Pip, she did her big one. She was solving murders. She got people to help her. And this is the best trilogy I've ever read. I'll say ever read. It's the best trilogy and my favorite trilogy of 2023. But I'm going to say it's the best one I ever read. It was a page turner. It had me freaking like thinking about it 24/7. So these are my first favorite 3 books. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, Good Girl, Bad Blood, and As Good as Dead. So yeah, read those. Now, and this was the first Holly Jackson book trilogy I ever read, so I do enjoy her writing. It's just easy. It's easy to read. It's nothing crazy. You don't have to try to figure anything out. It's just a good trilogy. Now, another first time read was Riley Sager. I actually discovered Riley Sager in 2023, and this was actually the first book that I read by him. It is The House Across the Lake, obviously by Riley Sager. Y'all, when I say this book was so good, y'all ever read a book and when you close your eyes, you can see it all happening? That was this, The House Across the Lake. So basically, this book is about a woman named Casey. She's recently widowed. She was an actress, and she's trying to escape like a lot of bad press from, you know, everything that's going on. So let me just read it. So she retreated to the peace and quiet of her family's lake house in Vermont, armed with a pair of binoculars and several bottles of bourbon because she's an alcoholic. Several bottles of bourbon, she passes the time watching Tom and Catherine Royce, the glamorous couple living in the house across the lake. They make for good viewing. A tech innovator, Tom is powerful, and a former model, Catherine is gorgeous. One day on the lake, Casey saves Catherine from drowning, and the two strike up a budding friendship. But the more they get to know each other, the longer Casey watches, it becomes clear that Catherine and Tom's marriage isn't as perfect as it appears. When Catherine suddenly vanishes, Casey immediately suspects Tom of foul play. What she doesn't realize is that there's more to the story that meets the eye, and the shocking secrets can lurk beneath the most placid of surfaces. I don't know why I'm like fumbling over my words, but yeah, this one, I even had my boyfriend read this, and my boyfriend is a big reader, but let me show y'all the type of stuff he reads. The type of person that will read like Atomic Habits, Manifest Now, anything Dan Brown. So yeah, me and him, we don't read the same type of books. I got him to read this and he finished it and it was a page turner for him. I knew this was good. So yeah, this one is really, really good. I have read quite a few books from Riley Sager, Final Girls, and yeah, this one right here was one of my favorite books of 2023. Now, this book, You're Not Supposed to Die Tonight by Kaylin Barron. This is a quick, fun read. If you know me, you know I love Scream. I love Halloween, Michael Myers. Like, I am a like movie flick, scary movie type of girl. So basically that's what this is. So Charity, she has a summer job. She is playing the final girl. Like, so basically this camp puts on like this type of event every night, kind of like a scary haunted forest type of thing. Y'all know what people put on for Halloween, and she gets to play the final girl. So she's supposed to live every night. So it says, guests pay to be scared in this full contact terror game as Charity and her summer crew recreate scenes from a classic slasher film, The Curse of the Camp Mirror Lake. The more realistic the fear, the better the business. But on the last weekend of the season, Charity's co-workers begin disappearing. And when one ends up dead, Charity's role as final girl suddenly becomes all too real. If Charity and her girlfriend Bezzy hope to survive the night, they'll need to figure out what the killer is after. As they unravel the bloody history of the real Mirror Lake, Charity discovers that there may be more to the story than she ever suspected. First of all, we love representation. We love representation. And I really love that Kaylin Barron did make this character a lesbian. I love that. I love representation for the LGBTQ plus. So it's really good though. But it's short, it's cute. This is a Black Arthur, which I love. I love that real bad. But yeah, it was one of my favorite books. It was a page turner. This book is super short. It's literally just over 200 pages. So it's a quick, fun read, especially if you like slashers. One of my favorites, and the cover is literally just to die for. I think it's so cute. I'm going to talk about Lisa Jewell's None of This Is True last, but I want to talk about Dark Matter real quick. So Dark Matter is actually the last book that I just finished. I finished it on my iPad. So I was reading it physically, and then I was going back and forth. So that's why the bookmark is in the middle of the book, because I finished it on my iPad. But y'all, Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. I have never read a sci-fi thriller or mystery, and when I say this kept me on my toes, I was so like confused a lot of the book, but once I realized what was going on, my mouth was on the floor. Like, if you have not read Dark Matter, please do. I think I got this one from Book of the Month, and it was really good. Like, it's crazy. So basically, it's about a man named Jason Dizon, and so basically he's out and about with a friend, and he ends up getting knocked out. When he wakes up, he's strapped to like a gurney, and all hell breaks loose. So it says, before a man, Jason never met, smiles down at him and says, welcome back, my friend. In this world he's woken up to, Jason's life is not the one he knows. His wife is not his wife. His son was never born. And Jason is not an ordinary physics professor, but a celebrated genius who has achieved something remarkable, something impossible. So basically, that's all I want to give. Basically, when Jason wakes up, he doesn't have a wife, he doesn't have a son, he's not who he is. So the whole book is like him going back and forth, like between parallels and different like times in his life to different places in Chicago, trying to figure out where's his wife, what happened, what's going on. And y'all, this was this was literally the craziest book that I ever read in 2023, but it was so good. Like, I literally kept turning the pages because I had to figure out what was tea. So, Dark Matter by Blake Crouch, so good. So, and then this is Lisa Jewell, None of This Is True, and this is another book that I got from Book of the Month. I am not an avid Book of the Monther, like I'm not subscribed, but anytime any of my mutuals has a coupon code or something, I will go and purchase one to support them and use like their discount code. So that is why I actually have quite a few books from Book of the Month. But yeah, so basically, None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell is a book about a popular podcaster. I want to say her name was Alex. Yeah, Alex Summer. And she crosses paths with an unassuming woman called Josie Fair. Josie, it turns out, is also celebrating her 45th birthday. They are, in fact, birthday twins. A few days later, Alex and Josie bump into each other again, this time outside Alex's children's school. Josie has been listening to Alex's podcast and thinks she might be an interesting subject for her series. She tells Alex, on the cusp of great change in her life. Josie's life appears to be strange and complicated, and although Alex finds her unsettling, she can't quite resist the temptation to keep going on the project. So slowly she starts to realize that Josie is hiding some very dark secrets, and before she knows it, Josie has involved her way in Alex's life and into her home. Y'all, this was actually, now that I think about it, it was really good. It was really twisted. I do listen to podcasts, so that's the first thing that caught my eye, but it's really good. This was absolutely a page turner. Josie is crazy, but it's a page turner. I literally think that you definitely should read it if you haven't, but it was one of my favorites. Yeah, this was August Book of the Month, and this was August Book of the Month in 2016. And this was August Book of the Month. This is a brand new book, came out in 2023. So yeah, it was really good. Page turner. If you like podcasts, if you like that whole social media thing, you would definitely relate to this book. And it was crazy. Josie was actually a piece of work. So these were literally like my favorite books of 2023. And like I said, if you don't take anything from this book, definitely read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder trilogy. I think that it was absolutely wonderful. It was it just was so good. So these are my top books of 2023. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know what yours were down below, because I am looking to build my TBR for 2024. Even though I have a whole bunch of books on it, I still want to add more, because isn't that what we do? But anyway, thank y'all for watching, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye, guys.